the Atlanta nickname.
Hot Atlanta, baby.
So fitting this weekend. Swampy, soupy. Things are a wee bit warm up in here, and that's okay, because have you seen this Nationwide Series Championship lately? It's getting hot up in there, too.
What happens when you take a crazy fast car and mix it with a steep, crazy fast track? You get big, crazy fast crashes. So what will you be tonight at Atlanta? Crazy, fast, or crashed?
Welcome to NASCAR Nationwide Series Countdown live from Atlanta Motor Speedway. It is Labor Day weekend, and I gotta tell you, the ATL is the place to be. We've got some football, we got some baseball, a little Dragon Con, and some racing as well. A rare Saturday night event for this series. Turn on the lights, put the spotlight on this championship. 40 points, the top three separated by just 11, and Dave Burns is standing by with the man who is leading the way.
That is Sam Hornish, Nicole, and he gave up a little bit last week, but boy, that could have been a whole lot worse. Coming into Atlanta, how are you seeing the championship right now, Sam?
I feel like, we've got a really good opportunity right now. Our Alliance Truck Parts Ford Mustang, we've been fast at a lot of the mile and a halves. We've got quite a few left to go here. We go to some of the short tracks that I really like Richmond and Phoenix as well. So I don't really look at any part of the season that we have left to go as a stumbling block for us. The big thing for us, though, is just to take care of ourselves, worry about our own problems, and try to get the best out of it that we can on each day.
Sam Hornish starts 6th tonight. He is 6 points to the good in the championship lead. Jamie Little?
And Austin Dillon is right behind him in that championship hunt, just 6 points back. Talked to your crew chief today, and he said, I've seen a different Austin this weekend. Your focus, your attention to detail, where's that coming from?
I don't know. I really stressed in our meeting this 2 weeks ago that I wanted to start focusing on practicing, try and get more out of practice. I learned it from the 14 Cup team. They really had a plan going through practice, and we did today in the 3 team, both practices we had. So I'm really happy with what we got here today, and I feel like we'll have something for him in the race.
All right, doing double duty once again this weekend, and he'll start 2nd, Nicole.
From our pit reporters to the Quicken Loans ESPN pit studio. Hello from inside. We get to play inside the track this weekend. It's kind of exciting.
That's
I'm
great.
Nicole Briscoe alongside Rusty Wallace and Brian Doherty. We actually kicked off our show last week in talking about the gentleman who is 6th in points, Brian Vickers, 40 points back with 10 races to go. And the big question last week was he now has a full-time commitment to the Cup Series next season. How will that affect his championship run right now? A little bit of bad luck, but would you still consider him a contender with just 10 to go?
No, I'm gonna pare it down. I think the top 4, you're looking at Hornish, you're looking at Dillon, Sadler, and Smith. I think if they've separated themselves, I think those 4 guys, one of those 4 guys will win this championship.
I'm looking at Austin Dillon. I really am. And this kid, he's been like swatting hornets out there. He went over to Mid-Ohio, got roughed up, lost a lot of points, got way behind. But after Bristol was over last week, he's only 6 points behind right now. So he's pretty well back on track. And Austin's the one I'm looking at. He's back to now the mile and a halves, and those are his
Bread and
strengths.
butter.
Yeah, that's right.
We did talk last week about the Nationwide Series title contenders. Pretty much in Bristol, every single one of them had an issue or two. Elliott Sadler was one of them. Are we still surprised by his performance or lack thereof at this point?
Yeah, they just don't seem to have had the consistency throughout the season that I thought they would. I picked Elliott Sadler to win the championship, but I'm telling you right now, Sam Hornish is going to win this championship. He is absolutely bullet fast every weekend. He makes fewer mistakes each weekend, and with that combination of he and Greg Irwin, they're championship material.
I've got to agree on Sam Hornish. This guy is a picture of consistency in my mind right now. He's got better and better. In fact, he's probably going to win this race. I don't think I'll pick him tonight, but that would be my 2nd pick. He's consistent, and he's looking good for this championship.
Can you
It really
pick
is.
your championship pick with just 10?
Oh, yeah, 10 races
Yeah,
to go.
you can
Sam
do it.
Hornish is going to win this championship.
So you can change your mind with 10 races to go.
Well, I'll change my race for
Let's
the race.
talk about the guy we started talking about, Elliott Sadler,
halfway through the
standing
race,
by
I'll
with
change
Mike
my mind.
Massaro.
Thanks, Nicole. And one thing that could help Elliott Sadler in this championship chase is a recent test they had this week at the Texas Motor Speedway. 7 of the next 10 races are on mile-and-a-half racetracks just like that. Considering that, what can you take from that test that might help you moving forward?
You just stole my stat. 7 of the last 10 races are mile-and-a-halves, and we knew that as an organization, so we decided to go to Texas, where it's got a lot of speed. You got to have a lot of grip and aero, a little bit of both, to just work on our things for these next 10 races. We felt like us and the 20 who worked very well as teammates together, learned a lot as a company. We feel better prepared since going to the test and have high hopes for these next couple of weeks. qualify pretty decent here tonight. Car's really good on the long run. We should be able to make up some points on those guys tonight.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Elliott Sadler rolling off 7th tonight, looking for his first win of the season, Nicole.
As always, you can join our conversation on the Twitter. Use the hashtag PitchStudio, and remember, our handle is @ESPN NASCAR. We would certainly like to hear your thoughts on this next topic. Kyle Larson. When we come back, big news on NASCAR's newest young gun. He's making the move to Cup next year. Do you think he's ready? We will discuss when we come back as we roll on from the busy Atlanta. Don't go anywhere.
He ain't old enough to have a driver's license. How old is he?
Welcome back to Atlanta Motor Speedway. We are getting you ready for the Great Clips Grit Chips 300. Talk left turns in just a second, but first, perhaps you have noticed today is a bit of a holiday.
Oh, yeah.
First college football Saturday of the season. Well, the Dick's Sporting Goods kickoff week continues Monday night from Heinz Field, where Pitt will make their ACC conference debut against a very talented Seminoles team. Number 11, Florida State, taking on Pittsburgh, Monday at 8 Eastern on ESPN, and also live on Watch ESPN. Speaking of talent, how about this young driver as being just full of talent? Kyle Larson has talent in spades, and this weekend he's getting a bit of a promotion. Earnhardt Ganassi Racing announced that Kyle Larson will drive the 42 Cup car in 2014, and it's been a big debate this weekend. Is Kyle Larson ready for Cup? Is Kyle Larson the right move for that team right now?
Well, look, let's just not overthink this thing.
Okay.
I mean, in my opinion, look, if he's the future of Chip Ganassi with Felix Sabates Racing, throw the cat in there. Let's see what he's going to do. Don't hold him back. Make him run another year in Nationwide Series. Put him right in the Cup car. Those cars are so much different, in my opinion. If the guy's going to go in there, if Chip wants to do it, do it. Look, they got good sponsors. They got Chevrolet. They've got Target. They got Hendrick engines. They got all the right stuff. And the kid's been used to running really high horsepower sprint cars. So I'm all for this thing.
I do find it interesting because in the press conference, Chip Ganassi said Kyle was our first choice and our only choice. No other driver was offered a contract in this situation. He also said putting Kyle in the car is the best option in the best way to promote growth.
Yeah, there's a lot to that. And one of the greatest of all time, David Pearson, told me a long time ago, he said with young race car drivers, you have to keep them moving along. You don't want them to get too set in one discipline of racing, whether it's Bandoleros, Thunder Roadsters, late models, sprint cars. You got to keep them grasping, and that's how you get the most talent out.
No one likes to feel comfortable.
This kid has been learning at a rapid pace.
No doubt about that.
You can't hold him back. You just got to let him roll.
So, but in my opinion, I would like to have seen him run one more year just to have a little bit more experience in the stock car.
Clearly,
but
Chip didn't ask you.
Who do you listen to, Chip and David Pearson or me? So
race fans, check out NASCAR.com/RaceBuddy for all the gadgets and gizmos on today's race. 10 HD live views, live chat, live leaderboard. It's RaceBuddy at NASCAR.com. Now, if you're looking at the field for tonight's race, you may want to keep an eye on these guys. The 4 Cup regulars in the field: Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Joey Logano, and Casey Kane. Watch them because a Cup driver has won all but 4 Nationwide Series races so far this season. And it's been 10 races since Regan Smith pulled into victory lane in Michigan. The primary driver to, shall we say, blame? Kyle Busch, standing by with Vince.
all Kyle's fault.
Kyle Busch has won more races than any driver in Nationwide Series history, but he's never won here at Atlanta in a Nationwide car. Once in a Cup car, 4 times in a truck. What's it going to take to add your name to the Nationwide list tonight?
Well, I'd like to find out tonight anyways. We've had some really good cars here in the past. You know, I've had great short run cars and it takes a long run car. I've had great long run cars and it's a short run race to the end, you know. So it just all depends. I feel like the Monster Energy Camry's been on pace to be competitive tonight, and hopefully it is that we can have a good strong run tonight and contend down there towards the end and see if we can't put our car in victory lane.
Don't bet against it. Kyle Busch starting from the pole. Jamie?
And Joey Logano is all about those owner points right now, Joey, but you have a lot on your plate here. Why run this series when you have so much? It's a critical time to try to make the chase. How are you balancing the focus on both?
Well, Atlanta hasn't been probably one of my better racetracks in the past, but so you get a little bit of experience tonight here at Atlanta, and I got a really good discount tire for it. I can actually win the thing, and I feel like I'm going to be able to take something from tonight and move it into tomorrow with our Shell Penzo Ford, and I think I got another good piece over there. So I could have a career weekend at Atlanta for me, but not so far where we're starting. We're starting towards the back, but we just hit the splitter too hard in qualifying. I feel like we got a piece that can drive our way up there and give it a shot at the end.
All right, well, you're going to take us along with you, our in-race reporter. If you want a chance to have Joey answer your question, log on to ESPN.com, search in-race reporter, or tweet us at ESPN NASCAR, #in-race reporter. Nicole?
As Jamie brought up, you don't want to forget about the Owners' Championship, particularly in this series. And it is between Penske Racing and Joe Gibbs. Joe Gibbs, by the way, has won 4 of the last 5. So besides the trophy and the good press and the ego, what other benefits go with winning that title?
Well, you get the premier parking spot for your truck. It's right front and center, so all the grandstands can see it. You're first through the tech line, which is important. You're locked in if your qualifying is rained out. And remember, all the benefits basically go with the car owner and not the driver.
The most important part of having a nationwide program in-house, it's just like having a AAA baseball franchise within your own shop. You can teach those individuals, bring them up through your program. You can get crew chiefs, car chiefs, right front tire changers, all of those people in-house that learn your disciplines the way you want them taught in your organization.
I do want to point something out. Kyle Busch has won 9 times. The Penske team has done this with 3 different drivers visiting victory lane, a total of 8 times. Real quick, the biggest story of the weekend is possibly the tire that Goodyear has rolled out for this race. It is a first time on the track. Now, here's the deal. The first 3 inches on the left are a harder compound than the 9 inches on the right. So for the first time ever, it's 2 compounds in 1. We should tell you that the 9 on the right, the exact same compound that was run here last year. And the left side tire is exactly the same thing that we saw here last year. So game changer?
It could be. This is a very difficult racetrack. It's very hard on tires. We're looking for a tire that can be very sustainable throughout a run, durability versus grip. We want a little bit of both to make the racing better.
I really agree with Brad. I mean, we don't know exactly what's going to happen, but this tire is supposed to be better. The inside, like you talked about, Nicole, should make the tire tougher, but it should have the grip. I think it's still going to put a great race on. I'm not concerned about that, guys. It's a good step for Goodyear.
What do you think will be the biggest challenge? Because this track historically has been pretty tricky on tires.
Well, I think it's still going to be a big tire wear racetrack, a lot of fall off, which I like fall off. I think it puts better racing on, and Goodyear does too, and so does NASCAR and the drivers.
Will Kyle Larson get to victory lane before he gets to the Cup Series? Could be tonight.
Whoa, jumping ahead on me there, buddy. When we come back, we do get set to fire those engines and get ready for what could be a pretty good indicator of the final 10 races of the season. You heard Elliott Sadler talk about it. 10 races left. The 7 that we have are on tracks just like that. More like this from ATL in a second.